It was a perfect afternoon for a bike ride. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and the neighborhood streets were waiting. But Tommy was stuck. His bike was broken, and no matter how much he tried, he couldn't fix the chain. He had tried everything, pulling, tugging, twisting the chain back into place, but each attempt seemed more hopeless than the last. His hands were covered in grease, his shirt was stained, and his patience was wearing thin. In the distance, sitting on the porch, Tommy's grandfather watched quietly. He had been there the whole time, observing as Tommy struggled with the bicycle. But he didn't intervene, not yet. You see, Tommy's grandfather wasn't the kind to solve problems for others. He believed that the greatest lessons came from the moments when we struggle, when we feel like giving up, and then find the strength to try again. Tommy wiped his brow, feeling the heat of the afternoon and the frustration building inside him. He muttered under his breath, "Why can't this stupid bike just work?" He thought about giving up, maybe it was easier to leave it for another day, or ask for help. As he sat there, something caught his eye, the old oak tree that stood beside his grandfather's house. That tree had been there for as long as Tommy could remember, its roots deep in the ground, its branches stretching to the sky. Tommy had asked his grandfather about it once, and he had learned that it had started as a tiny sapling, growing slowly, year after year. And suddenly, it clicked. The tree hadn't grown overnight. It had taken years of persistence, through storms, droughts, and seasons of change. Yet, it stood tall now, unshaken. Just like that oak tree, maybe fixing his bike wasn't about getting it right the first time. Maybe it was about not giving up, no matter how hard it seemed. With a deep breath, Tommy picked up the tool again. This time, instead of rushing, he moved more carefully. He studied the chain, turning it slowly in his hands, trying to understand what was wrong. He tried once. No luck. He tried again, still nothing. But with each attempt, he felt like he was getting closer. Minutes passed, and then, click. The chain finally slipped back into place. Tommy's eyes widened with surprise. Could it be? He mounted the bike, giving the pedals a push, and to his amazement, it worked. The wheels turned, smooth and steady. Tommy raced down the street, the wind in his hair and joy in his heart. He had fixed it. But what Tommy didn't realize at that moment was that he hadn't just fixed a broken bike, he had learned something far more important. He had learned that success doesn't come from the first try, or even the second. Success comes to those who keep going, even when it seems impossible. His grandfather smiled from the porch, his eyes filled with pride. Tommy now knew what his grandfather had always known: persistence was the key to success. Whether it's fixing a bike, climbing a mountain, or reaching for a dream, it's the ones who keep trying who eventually make it. And so, as the sun set on that warm afternoon, Tommy rode down the street not just with a working bicycle, but with a heart full of determination. He had learned that sometimes, the best victories come after the hardest struggles. And that lesson would stay with him, long after the wheels of his bike stopped turning. If you believe in the power of persistence, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Have you ever faced a challenge where you didn't give up? Share your story in the comments below. And remember, success is just one more try away.